You got a souped-up ride this year.
Oh, yeah!
What is going on? This looks 3 times bigger, or am I high? What is happening
Bigger than
here?
me. I just, I put a little magic love on the organ, and it grew 3 times over the holiday season.
I didn't think you'd start with a salty joke. That was good. You're starting off the year with something
I didn't mean that.
Sassy. Oh.
At all.
No, you did. You did, you little frisky biscuit. Hey, welcome. Happy New Year, everybody. It's our first show of 2018, for God's sake. I just went through puberty just now. But more importantly, happy Kiss of Ginger Day, everybody. It's back. Yeah, that's applause for that. That's fine. Our audio guy is very happy about that. Somebody please kiss Chris, for God's sake. He's a handsome ginger man with a virile beard. He's you can't see this, but trust me, he's handsome and he's tattooed. Go kiss him. He's delightful. Yeah, this is our second time doing a Kiss of Ginger Day special, which is kind of exciting. It's been around it's the 10th annual, no less, for God's sake. So I do want to talk about sort of a buried, redheaded centric story that kept coming up in 2017, and that was sort of the improper usage of the word orange. It misused in a lot of different ways. Yeah, that's all right. I'm getting political right away, friend. It was used to insult a certain person, to hurt him. And I think you know what I'm talking about. It was used to hurl insult at somebody very unpopular. And I think you all are on my page. You know what I'm talking about here? I'm talking about, Cheeto Mussolini. You know what I'm talking about? Adolf Hitler. You're on my page. You know what I'm talking about here? The assaulter-in-chief. Are you with me? You're talking about Tangerine Tyrant. You know what I'm talking about here? Darth Tax Evader. You're on my page, right? You're with me? The Hair Fuhrer. You're with me? Am I being cryptic enough? Giant Pender? No, nobody knows what I'm talking about. Donnie Snake Oil? No. Again, the Trumpster Fire. Am I getting closer to it? Trumper Thin-Skin? Are you Vanilla Isis? No, nothing. No. Piece of human garbage. Am I zoning in on it? All right, and it was hurled at him, and I just want to make something abundantly clear. He is not orange. His color is actually not found in nature. It's a true story. You can find us, the gingers. You can find us in nature. You can find us in a basket of flowers, or a basket of fruit, or a bouquet of flowers, whatever. However you're serving fruit or flowers, really. You can find us in the jungle. You can find us if you're in Ireland. Wow, everywhere. You're going to find a lot of us. And you cannot find his particular shade anywhere in nature. But I did some research, and you can find it one place. You can find it in the Crayola box. So let's just make something abundantly clear. We are the orange, and he is the overboiled yam. That is a real color. That's what's up. So thank you very much. So for 2018, overboiled yam, not orange. Let's make that abundantly clear. Let's move on. Another story that was sort of a redhead-centric story that came out of last year was a bit of a sadder one, actually. We lost a friend of ours. He was a redhead. He was a comic. He was an activist. He was an awesome guy. He was a giant in the comedy community, despite being about 3 feet tall. He was a small guy, and we lost him last year. He was supposed to be a guest on our show, and that's the sad part. The upside is that there's a film being made of his life, and we have the producer of that film here today. He is a documentarian. He's a filmmaker. He's a TV producer. He's the nicest guy I'll ever meet, and gave me my very first full-time job in television, and he's the producer of Andre the Anti-Giant. Please welcome Kim Saltarski. Kim Saltarski! Hello! Hi, sir. Yeah. So good to see you.
Yeah.
Legit, you are one of my favorite people
Thank you.
in the world. You gave me my first job, and you're making this wonderful film. And I just want to set the table first. Andre was such an awesome guy, and he wouldn't want us to be a bummer about this just because he died.
Yeah,
like, he was that kind of guy.
Yeah, yeah.
It sounds crazy, but it's a true
Yeah.
thing. Like he
Yeah,
wouldn't
yeah.
want two of his friends
No.
to be all sad about it.
No,
and that's
word.
the kind of guy he was.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about what we should know about Andre.
Well, yeah, he was an incredible guy. He, an activist. He
Yeah.
was a real social activist in terms of accessibility.
Yeah.
Because of the way he lived his life. And he lived his life in the sense that he had a lot of challenges to it, but he lived it trying to just ignore and plow through them all. So he really was, and the film sort of captures that too, how he got through his life. I mean, when I captured his life, and I spent about 6 months documenting his recovery from some intense spinal surgery, learning how to walk again back on stage. And it was then I really appreciated how, just for him to get out of bed, get to the bathroom, get on the scooter, go down to the comedy club. That was epic. And he did it. He did it with a smile and a laugh, and he would like us laughing about this.
No, it's true. And one thing I liked about him is that he kind of upped the work ethic in all the comedy community, because you didn't have a right to complain or gripe when Andre showed up, because he would just, it didn't matter if the place wasn't accessible, if there were stairs, because he had to check and see if there was a urinal situation, because if there was, he had to plan differently. Like there were so many obstacles, and yet he still hit the road and was still out there and doing open mics. He was still out there doing stuff. So if you were like, oh man, it's really cold out, you saw Andre show up and you're just like, I got nothing to complain about. This dude is still out there. and he kind of upped the. I don't think he really knew that he kind of upped the spirits of all of us. Like he brought all of our game up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you talked to a lot of his friends, like a lot of other comics
Yeah,
as
and
well.
so in the documentary right now, what is released, it's on the internet. It's a 17-minute short, but I got so entranced with his story, not only his backstory, him as a human, but his triumph through spinal surgery to learning how to walk again, that I've shot enough for a feature. So that's my goal after this short, is to complete funding to get the feature. But what I discovered with him, and it was so true, like, I went to so many comedy clubs, and he not only would shoot it for the documentary, but he'd want to see the set right after if I could cut it, so he could hone it, massage it. It wasn't just like, okay, I did my set, whatever. And he did like sets to 3 people at weed houses, and he still would just, without hearing aids, and he still does it, right?
Yeah, he's incredible. Yeah. And there's a bit of a rite of passage in the comedy community because, I don't know, one thing was funny is like, especially at McVeigh's, he went to McVeigh's a lot, and McVeigh's has urinals, which are like the small ones that are off the ground.
Yeah.
And so he would ask somebody that he was comfortable with, me being one of them, to lift him so he could go to the damn bathroom.
Yeah.
And like you'd think that would be an excuse not to just to not go. But so if you got chosen, like if you were trustworthy enough and he asked you to go to the bathroom with him, it was like, all right, cool. I got to hold Andre while he peed. It was like it was this thing like and other one of our friends were like, did you? I'm like, no, he's not. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
It was it was like a badge of honor. Like if you held Andre pee, oh yeah, I did that like a couple years ago. Oh wow, like it was
and then also just they're passive carrying him into the club, his legendary scooter, the tank.
Yes, exactly.
All of that too. So really one of the saddest parts of him passing away is that I lost my workout because I picked him up so many times.
Yes. And he's a sturdy dude.
Like very sturdy.
He's 3 foot what? Like he was
something 4 or 5 inches.
3 foot 4-ish.
But solid. Like he was a workout.
He was dense.
Like
he was a dense guy. And the reason he kind of set me up, like I was ready when I had my daughter, like the smallest person I picked up of that size was Andre, but he's a little denser than a 6-year-old girl.
Right.
So like when I went to pick up Ginny, I'd be like, whoa! Because I had my experience with lifting up somebody about 3 feet was Andre, and he's heavy. He was a heavy guy. And a massive presence in comedy.
Yeah, he was. Exactly. And also talking about just his spirit. I talked to so many friends, which was an honor, but a lot of them just said, like, I can't keep up with him, and I couldn't keep up with him. And I'd go to comedy clubs, we'd shoot, and it'd be like 2:30 in the morning, and he's still riffing with everybody. And we're like, I gotta go home, like I gotta digitize this footage.
Totally.
And it's like sort of, so I couldn't keep up with him. He was that amazing.
Well, one thing that's cool is that we can't always control the things we're known for. Like I was in the spirit of this Kiss of Ginger Day, this goofy little holiday that I just thought up 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That is head and shoulders the thing I'm most known for, and you can't predict that. Like it's head and shoulders way above everything else. And Andre has kind of like an accidental success too. He made this viral video, and that's kind of the thing he's most known for. So tell us about that.
Yeah. So a part of it, and it's featured a bit in the documentary. So when a couple years ago, when that New York City catcalling video came out, and that was a really valid thing. We all sat up and went, "Wow, this is outrageous." So Andre said, "Well, how about have a peek inside my life?" So he got a friend of his, and he created this viral video of basically him trucking around Yonge Street, and then all the stuff that'd be hurled at him, positive and the negative, sort of outrageous stuff. And the great thing about him was he dealt with a lot of shit. Yeah. And he dealt with a lot of love too. But when he dealt with the shit, he was like, okay, he just moved on, right? He was too busy living life to let it affect him in a negative way.
Totally. He's an awesome guy, and he definitely deserves his own film. And so what I want you to do is tell us how we can help you get to the next step so we can see the full film.
Yeah, so right now, if you go to antigiantdoc.com, that's the website, you can see the short. You can contact me there with any inspiration and stay abreast with the contacts there of where the film's going to be seen next and how things progress to the 1 hour, the long format.
So we ask you to support Kim's film and see because Andre would love this. He would love to see a full movie of his life, and I hope we get there. So help him out. So Kim Saltarski, everybody, thanks so much for that. Thanks. So what we get to do now. And normally this would be the part where I would throw to a comedian over there, but today we're going to let Andre have the last word. So wrapping up 10-minute talk show today is some stand-up comedy from Andre Arruda. Thanks so much, folks. Good night. Thank you, Andre.
I've been doing stand-up for about 15 years now. And when I first started doing comedy, someone came up to me and was like, you're funny, but there are people out there who get nervous when they see disabled people in public. Really? Because if there are people out there who get nervous when they see disabled people in public, those assholes shouldn't be in public. We're fucking everywhere.